Ever looked at a gun in your safe and thought, why didn't I sell that last year? You're not alone. Today, we're counting down 15 firearms that tanked in value. Guns that went from prized to pitiful faster than you can say lowball offer. If you own any of these, brace yourself. The regret is real. Number 15. Remington RP9. This was Remington's ambitious attempt to crack the polymer striker market. Originally retailing for around $400, these pistols now struggle to fetch $150 on the used market. That's a $250 gut punch that keeps on giving. The trigger felt grittier than sandpaper between your teeth, delivering an experience that made shooters question their life choices. The magwell appeared to be crafted in a high school shop class, complete with rough edges and questionable tolerances. Slides frequently failed to return to battery, turning what should be reliable function into a frustrating guessing game. The reset mechanism felt like a half-baked suggestion from someone who had never actually fired a pistol. Dealers became so weary of these trade-ins that many simply stopped accepting them entirely, creating an unprecedented situation in the firearms market. Number 14. Davis Derringer. The Davis Industry D22 certainly wins points for being wallet-friendly up front, but that initial savings comes with some serious strings attached. People have been side-eyeing this little pocket pistol for safety and quality concerns that go beyond typical budget firearm compromises. Sure, it rocks that vintage vibe with faux pearl grips and shiny chrome finish that catches the eye at gun shows. Critics have been particularly vocal about its limitations, especially when it comes to serious personal defense applications where reliability absolutely cannot be questioned. Interestingly enough, some brave soul took one to the range and reported being pleasantly surprised by its performance at 7 and 20-yard distances. The accuracy held up better than expected, and reliability proved more consistent than the internet chatter suggested. However, don't let that single positive experience fool you into thinking this is a solid choice. Word on the street remains consistent. Think twice before grabbing one for anything beyond casual plinking or collection purposes. Number 13. Cobra Street Sweeper. The Cobra Street Sweeper earned its notorious reputation through a perfect storm of poor build quality and reliability nightmares. Originally priced at around $600, current market prices hover near $250, reflecting the marketplace's harsh judgment. The American-made version was essentially a low-quality knockoff that faced immediate criticism from both users and legislators. During the 1994 assault weapons ban, manufacturers attempted compliance by sporting an 18-inch barrel, but this modification only highlighted the design's fundamental flaws. Shooters consistently describe it as a wiggly mess that punishes the operator more than the target. The trigger mechanism, tied directly to drum rotation, creates a bizarre two-stage feeling that confuses muscle memory developed on conventional firearms. The build quality issues extend beyond mere cosmetics into functional reliability problems. Investing in such a firearm typically means dealing with constant malfunctions, subpar craftsmanship that becomes apparent immediately, and ongoing legal complexities depending on local regulations. Number 12. Freedom Ordinance FX9. On paper, a 9mm AR platform sounds absolutely brilliant for shooters wanting cheap ammunition compatibility with familiar controls. These rifles sold brand new for around $700, but used examples now struggle to reach $400, meaning early adopters watched $300 vanish faster than free donuts at a police station. Owners initially loved the Glock magazine compatibility until bolt carriers started cracking under completely normal use conditions. The magazine wells proved finicky about accepting various Glock magazines, which defeats half the platform's advertised advantages. Triggers felt like they originated from a discount parts bin rather than a precision rifle component. The gas system was unnecessarily over-engineered for what should have been straightforward blowback operation, adding complexity without improving performance. Quality control resembled a coin flip more than manufacturing standards. A few dedicated owners managed to coax decent performance using extensive aftermarket modifications, but most ended up selling in complete frustration. Even pawn shops display reluctance when these show up, understanding their reputation precedes them in negative ways. Number 11. IWI Uzi Pro. The IWI Uzi Pro arrived with considerable fanfare as a modernized micro-Uzi semi-automatic pistol designed for contemporary shooters. Priced initially at $800, these now sell for approximately $450, creating a $350 learning experience for early adopters. Despite technological advancements like a relocated magazine release and updated ergonomics, user feedback consistently indicates potential reliability and build quality concerns. The modernization efforts, while visually impressive, apparently didn't address fundamental operational issues that plague this platform. Some users have encountered reliability problems during critical moments, which represents a deal-breaker for any serious defensive firearm. The build quality, while improved from earlier iterations, still falls short of expectations set by the premium pricing structure. Buyers considering this pistol should thoroughly research reported drawbacks and ensure their expectations align with real-world performance rather than marketing promises. The Uzi name carries significant historical weight, but that heritage doesn't automatically translate into contemporary reliability standards expected by today's shooters. Number 10. Intr Tech 9. The Intr Tech 9 carries baggage that extends far beyond typical firearm criticism into genuine infamy territory. This controversial pistol became permanently tainted through its association with high-profile criminal incidents that shaped public perception for decades. Originally selling for around $300, current prices vary wildly based on condition and local legal restrictions, but most examples struggle to hold any meaningful resale strength. The build quality was subpar even by budget firearm standards of its era, with reliability concerns that made it unsuitable for serious applications. Its track record for poor construction and mechanical reliability renders it an undesirable choice for anyone seeking a functional firearm. The notoriety surrounding this pistol extends beyond simple performance issues into cultural infamy that affects marketability. Even collectors approach these with caution, understanding that ownership carries social stigma beyond typical firearm enthusiasm. The controversial history should prompt serious consideration of negative attributes before any potential purchase. As a firearm marred by both performance issues and cultural baggage, it represents a particularly poor choice in today's market. Number 9. H&K VP70Z. The H&K VP70Z holds the distinction of being the pioneer of polymer-framed handguns, predating Glock by several years in this revolutionary development. However, this historical significance doesn't translate into practical shooting excellence or strong resale performance. Initially priced at around $500, these now command roughly $250 on the used market. The intricate internal design, while innovative for its time, created an uncomfortable grip that fatigues shooters quickly during extended sessions. The trigger represents perhaps the pistol's most significant drawback, featuring a double-action-only mechanism coupled with an excessively heavy pull weight that challenges accuracy. The awkward sight picture and heel-mounted magazine release contribute to an overall unfavorable user experience that discourages regular use. Despite its undeniable historical importance in handgun development, practical shooting reveals significant limitations compared to contemporary alternatives. The lack of modern features that shooters expect creates a disconnect between collector interest and functional utility. While recognized as an important collector's item, potential buyers should avoid acquiring one for anything beyond its historical significance rather than practical shooting applications. Number 8. Taurus Millennium Series. The Taurus Millennium Pro series represents a bumpy evolutionary journey from the original PT111 through various generations, including the recent G3C iteration. This American-Brazilian hybrid's development path resembles a roller coaster ride with thrilling moments mixed with concerning drops. The third generation raised significant safety eyebrows with trigger-related issues that prompted widespread discussion among firearms communities. Priced competitively at around $250 new, used examples now hover around $150, reflecting market skepticism about long-term reliability. The G2 generation showed genuine promise with improved ergonomics and better quality control, suggesting Taurus was learning from previous mistakes. However, the recent G3C redesign, while visually appealing with modern aesthetics, introduced inconsistency in magazine compatibility that frustrates users expecting seamless function. The decision to eliminate the loaded chamber indicator puzzled many shooters who appreciated this safety feature. Claims of being the sixth generation create naming confusion that compounds existing market perception problems. Considering the documented glitches and ongoing compatibility quirks throughout this series, potential buyers should approach with considerable caution rather than optimism. Number 7. Remington R51. The Remington R51 initially appeared as a budget-friendly 9mm handgun with distinctive retro styling that caught attention at gun shows nationwide. Introduced in 2014 with considerable marketing fanfare, this firearm quickly faced pronounced challenges that destroyed its market reputation permanently. The original launch price of $500 now seems laughable considering used examples struggle to reach $200, representing a $300 lesson in trusting brand names over performance. Despite its visually appealing design elements and unique mechanical features, users encountered persistent malfunctions that made reliable function impossible. The shooting experience proved uncomfortably painful due to poor ergonomics and excessive recoil characteristics. While affordability might initially seem tempting to budget-conscious buyers, the troubled track record cast serious doubt on any potential benefits. The factory recall attempt couldn't overcome the fundamental design flaws that plagued this pistol from conception. Most gun stores refuse trade-ins on these, understanding they represent reputation killers for any dealer foolish enough to stock them. When a firearm loses 60% of its original price overnight, that's not normal depreciation, but rather a complete market rejection. Number 6. Charter Arms Pitbull. The Charter Arms Pitbull 9mm boasts several unique features including a stainless steel frame, compact 2.2-inch barrel, and left-side cylinder release mechanism. Positioned as a pistol-caliber revolver that eliminates the need for moon clips, it presents an interesting concept for shooters seeking something different. However, considerable caution is warranted due to widespread criticism surrounding its unconventional rimless cartridge design approach. Originally retailing for approximately $400, these revolvers now struggle to maintain $300 asking prices on the used market. Reports of reliability issues cast significant shadows over the gun's overall performance reputation among serious shooters. The unconventional design philosophy may pose potential drawbacks that aren't immediately apparent to casual observers. Prospective buyers should remain particularly wary if reliability ranks as a top priority in their decision-making process. The engineering challenges of handling rimless cartridges in revolver platforms create complications that traditional designs avoid entirely. These complications manifest in real-world shooting scenarios where consistent performance becomes questionable. The concept deserves credit for innovation, but execution falls short of professional expectations for defensive firearms. Number 5. Ruger LCP2. The Ruger LCP2 presents itself as a sleek concealed carry companion designed to pack considerable power into an extremely compact package. Boasting a 10+1 capacity chambered in .22 LR, it targets the discreet protection market segment effectively. The innovative light rack system enhances ease of use for shooters with limited hand strength, addressing a common concern in this market category. However, significant caution remains warranted due to early production models facing documented trigger and reliability criticisms from users nationwide. Despite the affordable $439 MSRP that attracts budget-conscious buyers, potential purchasers should carefully weigh the documented risks associated with early model issues. The refined features and last-round hold-open function represent genuine improvements over the original LCP design. Current used market prices hover around $250, reflecting buyer uncertainty about long-term reliability expectations. The LCP-2 certainly beckons to concealed carry enthusiasts with its slim profile and reasonable pricing structure. However, a discerning eye remains absolutely essential for those prioritizing unwavering reliability in a defensive firearm role rather than simply seeking the least expensive option available. Number 4. Czech VZ52. The Czech VZ52 pistol distinguishes itself through a unique roller locking system that offers distinctive mechanical operation in the firearms realm. This engineering approach provides collectors and enthusiasts with something genuinely different from conventional designs. However, prospective buyers should exercise considerable caution when considering its hefty build and somewhat intricate takedown process for maintenance. Originally priced at $499, these pistols now command approximately $350 on the used market. While collectors might genuinely appreciate its mechanical uniqueness and historical significance, shooters desiring user-friendly operation and lightweight characteristics may hesitate at the gun counter. The VZ52's particular idiosyncrasies don't align with everyone's preferences or practical shooting needs effectively. Weight becomes a significant factor for those considering concealed carry or extended shooting sessions at the range. The complexity factors suggest potential buyers should proceed with measured caution rather than impulse purchasing. Ensuring the firearm's specific characteristics align perfectly with individual needs and preferences becomes crucial before committing to ownership. Despite standout mechanical features that engineering enthusiasts appreciate, practical considerations often outweigh novelty for most shooters seeking reliable, straightforward operation in their firearms. Number 3. Smith & Wesson Sigma Series. This represented Smith & Wesson's inaugural attempt at creating a polymer striker-fired pistol to compete in the rapidly expanding market segment. The original $400 price point now seems optimistic considering used examples struggle to reach $200 consistently. That $200 financial loss serves as a harsh reminder about trusting marketing promises over actual performance testing. The trigger mechanism proved so heavy it resembled hand exercise equipment more than precision shooting instrument, requiring 12 pounds of pressure for activation. Accuracy became nearly impossible when shooters struggled against such excessive trigger weight during target engagement. The reset mechanism felt vague and mushy, preventing smooth follow-up shots that competitive and defensive shooting demands. Reliability varied dramatically between individual pistols, suggesting quality control issues during manufacturing processes. Early production models required factory upgrades just to achieve basic functional reliability that buyers expected from the beginning. The polymer frame construction felt cheap and flimsy compared to contemporary alternatives in similar price ranges. Slide finish wore off faster than temporary tattoos, creating an unprofessional appearance after minimal use. Neither collectors nor active shooters express interest in these pistols, creating a complete market rejection scenario. Number 2. High Point Model C9. Often celebrated as the ultimate budget-friendly option, the High Point C9 might catch attention with its sub-$200 price tag that appeals to cost-conscious buyers. However, this affordability comes with substantial caveats that potential owners should understand completely before purchasing. Weighing 25 ounces unloaded, this polymer frame pistol features a compact design with a 3.5-inch barrel suitable for concealed carry applications. The 9x19mm parabellum chambering with +P ammunition compatibility demonstrates adequate power for defensive purposes theoretically. Current used prices hover around $125, reflecting the market's honest assessment of actual worth versus original pricing. Critics consistently argue about the less refined craftsmanship and notably clunky design that characterizes this entire product line. The blowback operation and 1,295 feet per second muzzle velocity showcase adequate power delivery for basic applications. However, many shooters find it lacks the sophistication and refinement expected from more expensive alternatives in today's competitive market. Reliability remains questionable, and overall finesse falls short of professional standards. The C9 demands significant compromises that serious shooters typically find unacceptable for important applications. Number 1. Keltech Sub 2000. The Keltech Sub 2000 represents a fascinating concept as a foldable 9mm carbine originally priced under $400 for budget-conscious buyers. This innovative approach has garnered decidedly mixed reviews from the shooting community over several years of production. While some users genuinely appreciate the clever folding design and practical compatibility with widely available Glock magazines, others criticize fundamental build quality and overall performance characteristics severely. The blowback operation mechanism, though mechanically reliable in theory, comes burdened with significant drawbacks, including an uncomfortably heavy trigger pull. The stock design proves uncomfortable during extended shooting sessions, and the charging handle presents operational challenges that frustrate users regularly. Current market prices reflect this mixed reception, with used examples selling for approximately $200, representing a 50% depreciation from original retail pricing. Despite legitimate performance concerns, the carbine's surprising reliability earns acknowledgement, particularly when running suppressed for specialized applications. However, optimal ergonomics and aesthetic appeal remain elusive goals for this platform. The Sub 2000 might deserve consideration from those seeking an affordable, foldable survival carbine, but potential buyers must carefully weigh documented criticisms against the attractive price point before making final purchasing decisions. That wraps up our painful journey through 15 firearms that have absolutely destroyed their owners' bank accounts over the past year. Remember, folks, sometimes the best investment advice in the gun world is knowing when to cut your losses and run. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.